Well, hello YouTube, and back to the daily. Welcome back to the daily life. Excuse me there. I hope you enjoyed yesterday's topic of Remembrance Day. I know there was no comedy, but as I said yesterday, Remembrance Day really is not a day for comedy. But we remembered yesterday. We should never forget. We should go back to having fun because that's what this show is all about. So, back to comedy. Today's topic is texting. Now, unfortunately, I don't have my phone here. I've lifted it up to the camera several times. It must be out in the other room. I'm not going to get up and go get it because it's not necessary for this topic. Let's talk. So I'll just talk, which is what I always do. Texting. Wow. I could probably just leave it at that, and that could be the whole show. Wow. People have a lot of things to learn about texting. First of all, if you're going to text, please do not walk at the same time. There should be a law against walking and texting. And in fact, in some regions there is. I think New Jersey passed a law that said that if you were walking and texting and caused an accident, you could be potentially criminally responsible. And what a good law that would be. That would be a useful infringement upon people's rights because, especially at nighttime, like, I don't know if people, when everyone's going to wake up in this country, but it gets dark early in the winter. Like 4:30, it's dark. All right? That should be a sign that you should stop texting while you are moving by foot. Texting in the car is never good. Texting on foot's not good either, though, because it's dark. I've seen people cross the street. Okay? Ugh. Hair's a little screwed up today. Sorry. I'll have to fix it for tomorrow. Texting on the street is wrong. You shouldn't do it. It makes people get into accidents. It is generally something that should be avoided, and it's not cool. People don't want to walk into you. I have had people walk into me. Like, I'm walking along, smack. And inevitably they're on their phone. Male, female, young, old, all different backgrounds, and it's nuts. So, point one, don't talk while you're texting. Point two, text less. I mean, texting, people don't get this, but texting is one of the most inefficient ways to send a message. It's much faster to call. Hi, where are you? I'm coming over. Bye. It takes 2 seconds. Texting. Send. Bzz, bzz, your phone buzzes. Oh, 5 minutes later, or an hour, depending on how fast they are, they get back to you. And they're like, I'm sorry, I'm out. And you're like, thanks, I just sat by the phone for an hour. Whereas if you had called them, you would have known that 3 seconds ago. So point number two, text less. Point number three about texting, well, what was my point three? Maybe I didn't have a point three. Part of this show is me thinking up stuff on the fly. Some days I'm good at it, some days evidently I'm not. Only got through 4 minutes of the show. I still got 6 minutes. I got to talk about something. I'm not going to stop the tape because that would defeat the whole purpose of improv. I was going to say improvisation, but that's a long word, and I didn't think I'd get it out, although I just did. So, oh, all right. Why do seemingly intelligent people? I mean, I consider myself to be relatively intelligent. Most of the people I know I consider to be relatively intelligent. Why do people who are intelligent sometimes, like, they just forget how to spell when they're texting? You, as in you, is spelled Y-O-U, not you. It takes, if you're going to waste the time to text, at least, for the love of God, take the extra half a second and write the Y-O. You have no idea how confusing it is. You are, or are you there? we were taught our whole lives to spell right, and then we get on the phone and start texting, and it all goes to, you know where it goes. It's terrible. So, if you text me, and I had to say most people are good at it, just spell properly. It really helps a lot. Better yet, if you have something that's really urgent, just phone me up on the phone. So we get it done a lot faster. Another thing about texting, don't expect me to respond to your text at 3 o'clock in the morning, unless it's a Friday night or a Saturday night and I happen to be out. I turn my stuff off at night, all right? My computer goes off, my phone goes off, the TV goes off. Everything goes off at night. Because at night, surprise, I like to sleep. There are people that leave their phones, in fact, I may say the majority of people leave their phones on right by their bed, right by their ear, like 2 feet away, because they cannot unplug themselves. They are unable to unplug themselves from their phone and their texts. If you need to do that, I recommend you seek help. I honestly do. If you feel the need to text your friend at 3 o'clock in the morning, there is nothing that can't wait until daybreak. Nothing. Sleeping is important, and sleep deprivation, that should be a topic for another day. I'm going to write that down. Sleeping. That's going to be Thursday's topic. Or Friday. We'll see. Yeah, sleeping. It's a common ailment, if you can call it. It is an ailment in Western societies. People don't get enough sleep. People's days are so full. You need 8 hours. To hell with the people that say you need 6 hours of sleep. You need 8 hours of sleep to function. When the 8-hour workday was established in the 1940s or whatever, the slogan was 8 hours work, 8 hours rest, 8 hours sleep. I don't know where we went on and got on a tangent in society and stopped following that, but we should get back on it. In all seriousness, it's important you get your sleep, and texting impedes sleep. I mean, I got nothing else to say. I really don't. Yes, I do. I've always got something else to say, right? Am I right? Of course I am. Not always right, but I have wisdom that I bring to this show. I like to think I do anyway. A different perspective. That's what this show is all about. A different perspective. Not necessarily my perspective, but a perspective that you probably won't find anywhere other than the daily life. That's why I encourage you to watch it every day. As the show winds down here, we're passing the 8-minute mark. Texting used to be hard. You used to have to push 3 digits, ABC style texting. If you wanted to see, you'd have to push the 2 key 3 times. That used to be texting. Then phones got more advanced. Cell phones I'm talking about. So that you had the T9, which I used until about, 3 or 4 months ago. 5, 6 months ago, I don't know. It was August. It's November now. I got a BlackBerry. Don't get me started on BlackBerry iPhone. I'm a BlackBerry loyalist. I don't like iPhones. It's my personal decision as a consumer. You pick an iPhone, hey. You want to hit 3 buttons at once? Go for it. I like the QWERTY keyboard. It's impossible to do that. You hit 1 button when you're texting. Shirt wasn't quite straight. Anyway, I'm starting to ramble now, but that sometimes happens. Is there anything else that I can say about texting? I mean, it's great. I mean, it is good. If you need to say something to somebody and you're on a bus, it's a lot easier and it's a lot better for everybody else that's around you than phoning. As I mentioned in a previous episode, you don't want to hear your conversation on the phone when you're on the bus. It's rude. Texting is much more polite. But just this holiday season, don't text on the street, and get some sleep, and we'll get through the holidays. Tomorrow's topic is driving. A lot of topics this week end in ing. Texting, driving, sleeping. Don't have a topic for Friday yet. Friday is a special episode of Daily Life, the 25th episode of Daily Life. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Daily Life, and we'll see you right back here tomorrow.